I wouldn't call myself a TERF just because I wouldn't describe myself as a radical feminist. Yeah. But at the same time, I just don't like. I don't. I'm obviously not believing the fiction that trans women are women. Like that's an obvious lie.
Yeah, we're team reality.
Yeah, like
about that the other day, and just because someone's uncomfortable with being a man doesn't mean that they are a woman. Like it could be that they are just uncomfortable with being a man, and you might want to explore why it is that you're so uncomfortable with your body and your manness. You know what I mean? And try and figure that out. I don't know if you've heard of Tulip.
We talked about Tulip. Yeah, Richie was on the show. Yeah, a couple episodes back.
Tragic story.
Wow, man. And he carries himself with such poise, too. Like, I really admire him.
And humor.
Yeah. And humor. He brought levity to it. He made me feel more comfortable talking about these very uncomfortable things, that are difficult to chat about. But, to what you said, vice versa as well, I wanted to point out, just because you're a woman and you don't feel comfortable being a woman, that does not mean you're a man. And you need to find some way to get in touch with your womanness and to really accept that womanness about you. Because, we had another D-trans person on who was Laura Becker. And Laura Becker, unlike Richie, Laura Becker was F2M. And that was Laura's struggle, was accepting her femaleness, her womanhood. And it was a whole journey for her. And for Richie, it was accepting his manhood. And it was a whole journey for him. And especially being someone who realized he was just gay. And if that had just been accepted or like kind of explained in a way when he was younger, then maybe he wouldn't have been so confused and thought maybe he shouldn't have been a boy at all. Because when you're gay, you do sometimes feel like you're not man enough. You're less of a man. There's something missing that you're never going to be able to fulfill your full manness. And when you're very, very young and you start coming to terms with your gayness, yeah, it's confusing as shit. So.
Well, I mean, and I think too, what I found was really odd is I wrote a huge paper about why I don't like puberty blockers, like basically, in particular. Like,
you said puberty blockers?
Yes, puberty blockers. And to be honest with you, like, even from a medical perspective, I don't understand why anyone's prescribing this. Yeah. So you're telling me that this kid is trans. Okay. And eventually they might want to grow up and get a surgery. Now, I don't know if you know anything about these surgeries, but it's something called a penile inversion surgery where basically...
Unfortunately, we do, but you could explain it to
people. They go to the penis, they cut it, and they fold it in on itself. And they drill a hole, okay, and they invert the penis into that hole. Now, the problem, though, with the puberty blockers is they keep the penis like this. Okay?
Right.
So you don't have enough material to actually do the surgery properly. So then you have to turn around and you start harvesting like the parts of your colon, so that way you can have a nice butt vagina. You can